Hello everyone, it's me, Jesus. I'm actually about to leave somewhere, so I wanted to actually make a quick video for you guys about the connector that I made for my Jeep Commander. And if you're watching this for the first time, do me a favor, watch my other two videos. It talks about why, well, at least my Jeep Commander, why it wouldn't start, and this could be the case for many other people, because I know a lot of Jeep Commanders have this type of issue. I don't know if any other Jeeps have this type of issue, but I know at least the Jeep Commander people have this issue that the Jeep will not start. So watch my other two videos. Here's a connector that I made. This may be for everyone, this may not be for everyone, so if before you do anything, please, I recommend you to check everything else out before you even move on to this part. So at least for my Jeep Commander, I figured out my problem, the issue why my Jeep will not start, which was because the sensitivity connection between the factory connector and the starter, it was too loose. It was moving in and out. It was easily, you can easily pull it out, and it was a mess. So what I made was this. People may have a better solution to this, a better way of making this. These parts are very familiar, as you notice. These are things that I pulled out from my own garage. And I didn't have time to really go out and find things. I've been very busy lately, and I needed a quick solution to my problem. And this was it. This was things that I found in my own garage, and helped me out. And I'll tell you, 4 months, for 4 months straight since I made the last video, my Jeep has started every single time. For 4 months, my Jeep has started every single time. Before that, it always gave me a problem. I pushed in the connector, the factory connector, and that worked for about a week, and that's it. It went back to not starting. So I made this. What this is, let me get a closer look here. This is a female terminal connector. I'm pretty sure they have, type of weather type of connectors out there, but like I said, this is what I had in my garage. So this is a female terminal. What I used was a 14 gauge wire, and this is not a 14 gauge connector for a 14 gauge wire. This is just a test dummy, so I just threw something together because I had to get going somewhere, and I promised all of you that I would make a video of the connector. So here it is. Make sure everything matches a 14 gauge wire. And what this does, there's no cutting, there's no splicing, so you don't have to do any of that. Please do not cut the factory connector off. Keep it. You don't need to splice into it. This does everything for you. What this does is it takes the 14 gauge wire on one side, it splices it in for you. You close that one side and use pliers to crimp it down. Not too hard, because remember, this is plastic. So this can be easily broken. So you give it a firm squeeze so it's at least down. Make sure it's not going to come back up, and it'll stay down. And same for this side. What I did, make sure it's crimped down pretty good. Give it a few tugs. Make sure it's tightened down, and put electrical tape. Okay, from here all the way down to here. Okay, electrical tape. And what I did, I zip tied this end. And then I zip tied this end down, so nothing gets in, in between. No water gets in between. Even though the starter is really high up in the engine bay, it's on the left side, on the driver's side. I'm sorry, on the driver's side, near the exhaust manifold. That's where the starter is. It's up there. So water. I have no issues with water because it's really high up. It's not, and there's a skid plate there, so it's going to protect all that debris and water to get really to it. But just in case, put electrical tape, zip tie both sides down, and you should be good. Okay, and do the same thing for this side. Now, this is the tricky part. This is what happened. And I'm a pretty big guy. I got really big hands, and it's a really tight spot under there to really get both hands under there or to do anything, and everything is very short. Like even the factory harness, you can't really pull it down. It's really short. Everything's short. So what I did on this side, this is where the factory, that yellow wire that you saw in that video, that's where this goes. All right, you put it in there. Do not cut it off. You just put it in there. And what I did was I took a little bit of electrical tape, put it on this side, because if you don't have a lift and you're doing this like me, and like I'm laying on the floor, I didn't even have my car jacked up. And I did this all with one hand. So if I can do it with one hand, you can do it also. You know, you're gonna need electrical tape on this side, at least when you fold it down, because there's gonna be a wire in there, so it's not gonna easily close with with your bare hands. It's gonna open up, so it's gonna be really frustrating. So take electrical tape, put it on this side, close it, wrap it around as much as you can around the thing, so at least it stays closed. And take pliers, go back under the car, and crimp that side down really good. Okay. And after that, you put electrical tape all around here up until this point where my finger is, up until that point. And then after that, you put, like just like the other side, you put a zip tie right in the center where the flat surface is, not in the corners because those are at angles, but where the flat surface is, and then put another zip tie right at the end of where the electrical tape is, so that at least this doesn't open up while you're driving, or the electrical tape comes off while you're driving. There's going to be a lot of hot and cold situations going on, so you want everything to be tight and solid, and everything's down, and you don't have to worry about anything. So I went under my car actually the other day, and it looks pretty good. It's still in good condition. So after that, you take the factory wire, which is that wire you saw in the video. That's the factory connector. You take that, you put a little bit of electrical tape around that also onto this, and then you zip tie that down, and that's it. That's all it takes. I'm probably gonna get bashed by a couple of people for this, but you know what, like I said, this was something I needed very quickly. I was actually going somewhere on that day, and I needed something quick. I didn't want to get stuck anymore, so I found what I had in my own garage. I didn't have to pay for anything. I'd have to go to another dealership and spend another couple of $100 for them to tell me that, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. So if you're having that problem going to a dealership and you're spending $100 and over hundreds of dollars on all this crap that they're telling you, what they think it is when it's really not what it is, and you're still having that issue, this may be a really good solution for you. Try it at your own risk. Take your time. If you are going to do something like I did, take your time. Don't rush it. For me, this worked. 4 months straight. Never gave me another problem. Always started every single day, and I love it. I don't know how long it's going to last me, but you know what? It's working a lot better than the factory. When you plug this in into the starter, it's solid. It goes in, it clicks, and it stays. It doesn't wiggle. There's no play in it. To take it off, you have to wiggle it a few times, and then it finally comes off. But you know what? It stays on a lot better than the factory connector. So this definitely helped me for 4 months straight, and never had any other problems after that. So if you want to give this a try, please give it a try, and hopefully it works out for you as much as it did for me. I know my issue, at least with my Jeep, and I found out for sure that it was the connection between that yellow wire, the connector from the factory harness to the starter. That's why maybe a lot of Jeep Commanders will not start out there. Okay, but before you even tackle this type of situation, make sure you get everything checked out. Make sure it really narrows down to that point. If there's everything else is good, and there's no other thing that you can even think of, this is probably it. Was the connector to the starter. It was very sensitive. It's very sensitive, and just that little bit of no connection between that and the starter can cause your vehicle not to start. So if you want to, here it is, guys. If you want to give it a try, give it a try. Like I said, this may be for everyone. This may not be for everyone. This worked for me. Okay, so I know a lot of you have been asking for it, and I really apologize for the delay. I've been very busy lately, and hopefully you guys can give this a try, and I promise you that if your situation is my situation. This will work, and you'll be happy. Trust me, I'm happy right now, and I never have to worry, ever why my Jeep won't start. So, got any questions? Leave a comment. If you have a better solution to how this, how you can do this, if you guys have a better idea on how, to make something like this, please leave a comment. Let me know. Got any other questions? I'm here for you guys. So, all right, peace.